3 brand new trailers just came out about Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and I'm going to be breaking all of them down frame by frame. I'm going to be talking about the Digital Deluxe trailer, the expanded Marvel's New York trailer, and a bunch of clips that YouTubers showed us from a few days ago, while finding so many little details and figuring out where all of these go in this giant story. So grab a snack and grab a drink, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know if I forgot any or got any wrong. The completionist confirmed in his video that the first part of the demo was when Peter and Kraven are inside of this church. Peter is at this church for some reason when all of a sudden a knife gets thrown at him, and it's engraved with Kraven's symbol. Kraven grabs Peter and tells him that he sees a man but senses a beast. This is basically implying that he has rage and anger built up inside of him, and he is ready to just go ham on everyone. After Peter kicks Kraven, hitting him into the bell, the symbiote starts to be affected by this sound. As you can see, all the tentacles coming out of the suit, looking like it's trying to hold the suit together so that Peter doesn't let go of it. As Peter then has the greatest scream I think anyone has had for the audition of Lion King, he then grabs the antidote and tells Kraven that we'll finish this later. My guess is that Kraven then follows Peter to the Oscorp facility where Peter meets up with Harry. And here's where we get the reveal that Harry knows that Peter is Spider-Man, and with that he also knows that he has the symbiote on him, obviously. And this is a big decision, and I question why Insomniac does it, but they're the writers, so I'm not gonna nitpick on that. Harry then says it's almost powered down, which makes us question what machine is this? Why are they powering down this machine? My guess is that they're testing out this Oscorp facility, and they get interrupted when Peter has his spider senses and Kraven shoots arrows down. Now, if you guys remember my last theory, I thought Harry was shutting off the machine to stop Peter, when in reality he's actually helping him. Though if we get to later on in that level, when Peter's fighting all of Kraven's goons, we can see that Peter uses what they're calling his symbiote surge. What this does is it's kind of like a rage meter from God of War Ragnarok, and within 2 hits, he does a crazy finisher on these goons, and some of the finishers are brutal. And the last 2 things I noticed from this clip is that if you look at the symbol on his suit, it looks a bit too close to Venom when he's on his symbiote surge. I mean, the rigid ups and downs on the side of his suit and just the symbol itself, it looks way too close to Venom, that this kind of is helping support the Venom is Peter theory. Now, the final thing is if you look at the gadget Peter uses. He uses this gadget that pulls everyone together, and I'm guessing this is a new gadget that we are going to be using. Now, this next part most likely takes place right after the demo, and we can see that Peter is turning on these lights, and as he is doing it, he then gets this spider sense that the lizard is going after him, and tendrils come out of his body trying to protect him. When we see Peter get thrown back onto the ground away from the lizard, the tendrils go back into his body now that the lizard is away from him. Now, the mission's level is called It Chose You, and I don't know if it's referring to the symbiote or the lizard serum, but I think it might be referring to the symbiote, as right before the demo, he might have just gotten the symbiote. Right after the boss fight, Peter goes on this chase with the lizard, and we can see the Roxxon building getting rebuilt in the background after the events of Miles Morales. And while they're on this chase, if you look at the right side of this building, it says Shockton, and this is actually a part of the New York trailer where Peter does a takedown on this guy, and it has the same exact graffiti, and it looks exactly like the same spot. When Peter swings, we can see that he shoots 3 different webs, and they all kind of then morph into one giant web so Peter can swing off of it. When he goes to grab the lizard, he kind of uses it like a giant hand in how it has 5 separate fingers, and he uses the hand to then pull him on top of the lizard until they get hit by a car and go flying. Peter then uses Venom to swing off of a bridge smoothly onto the lizard's back. We then see Peter having the spider sense icon around his face, and if we look at this missile right here, there is also the spider sense icon showing that that is the danger. He rips one of the ropes off of the car and uses it as kind of a web to hold onto the lizard as the lizard runs off and they go back into a chase. We then see Peter with the antidote going to cure the lizard, and we see him in this symbiote suit, but if we look back at the suits trailer, it shows him in the advanced suit. This shows that you can use the symbiote symbiote suit or the advanced suit whenever you want. It's not a permanent thing you have to pick in each level. We do see though that he does have the cure in his hands, and when he stabs the lizard, it doesn't work because his skin is too rough, so he has to get into his mouth. And if we look behind him, there's actually the building where Miles and the Tinkerer had this giant chase in Miles Morales. Now this next detail might be a bit weird, but we can see in the bottom right corner that there's this kind of Comic-Con looking sign, and maybe it's not Comic-Con, but if we compare the two, it looks very similar with the eye. I could be wrong here, but it looks like there's Comic-Con. Maybe Comic-Con is canon. And we also could see next to the train station, the Daily Bugle is being advertised. As he rips two of the cars off, he forgets to rip one of them off, and he starts to run up the building, and one of the cars is just following behind him. As they're going up the building, you can see four numbers, 1169, and if you search that up, this may or may not be a coincidence, but it's actually a No Way Home Funko Pop. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but maybe this could demonstrate how angry and frustrated Peter will be at the end of this game. They get to the rooftop, and we finally see Lizard in broad daylight, full HD, and he looks so nice. But there's one thing that I did notice. The Lizard looks like he has a lot more black stripes on his legs and arms compared to the demo we got from a few months ago. That could just be me going insane, but what I do know for sure is that there is some venom goo slash string on his left leg. I know it might be really hard to see, but trust me, it is right there, and I think it's to show the fact that the venom goo is also mixed with the webbing. Now, if we take a look at the Marvel's New York trailer, the first thing I spotted was that in my 0.25x speed, I said that there was a spoiler sign in the background. And a lot of you guys said it wasn't spoiler, it wasn't any of that, but they just gave us a close-up shot of the sign, and it says spoiler sign. So to all of you that said I was wrong, I was right. They do show Brooklyn Visions Academy, and I don't know if it's a comic look, but it looks a lot like Into the Spider-Verse. With the word Vision on the glass hallway, it looks very similar from Into the Spider-Verse. We get an even closer shot of Miles in the academy, and we can see that he is the only one not wearing the uniform, as he's wearing red and everyone else is wearing blue. We see both of the Spider-Men working together to fight crime, and it is confirmed that in the middle of some of the crimes, the other Spider-Man will help you save the day. Peter is shown flying around in the map, and you can see the green eye showing that this is Mysterio, and we get an even closer look at him later in the trailer. And if you look to the left of Mysterio, it looks like it's Miles, judging by the hair and the red hoodie. They then pull up the map, and we see the Prowler icon and the Mysterio icon, showing that we'll have a side mission for Mysterio, and maybe we might have to make Uncle Aaron a sick new beat, because we remember the beat from the last game. It was so good. They showed us all the new gadgets, and they're gonna be the concussion burst, the ricochet web, the web grabber, and the upshot. We don't know what a lot of these do, but I'm really excited because a lot of them look new. Peter and Miles are then fighting crime together, and we can see that Peter has the 4 iron arms, and they shoot 4 webs out of their arms, which is the coolest thing ever. I wonder why he still has the arms, and maybe it plays into the story. But on the very last few seconds, we see Miles fighting a few guys, but then we can see the fire, and we see kind of a shadow of someone, and that shadow looks to be the Peter symbiote. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but we might have a boss fight between Miles and Peter. Now, the last few things I noticed was in the Digital Deluxe trailer was the Stone Monkey suit, when he was on this roller coaster and he's starting to web it up to like stop the roller coaster. And we could see at the end of it that the last part of the roller coaster is burned down and cut off. I think this takes place in Coney Island, and this is probably also where they showed the apocalyptic suit where there was Kraven's goons. So people are there at Coney Island for some reason. Miles and Peter have to save the day. But you know what they might not save the day from? If you look to the left side of Peter beating up some bad guys, you can see that in the background of it is a bit of sand. Now, I'm not saying that Sandman's gonna be there, but I am saying Sandman's gonna be there. And with the PS5, they have that power to do it. The final thing worth noting is that a lot of the times in this trailer, there are scenes where there's water and this kind of submarine and a lot of broken wood and a red box. Now, a bit of this was shown at the story trailer with the propeller and Martin Lee and the red box. box. I think that this is actually a submarine and they're trying to get the red box because it has something inside of there like the symbiote or some other thing that is very important like the lizard. And there it is. That is all the details I found from these past 2 trailers and all the gameplay. This took so long to get out in such a short amount of time, so if you guys like and subscribe, that will mean a lot to me. Make sure to comment down below if I got anything wrong or missed anything, but if you guys want more of these, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.